Hello and welcome back to Shulman Labs again. I'm going to try something different with the videos now. I was trying to load them on Canvas. That didn't work so well. So I'll try use my YouTube channel. I haven't used that for quite some time. So a couple things. Number one this week, stay organized. I noticed some people are not getting things turned in on time and they're getting confused and getting a lot of emails. First thing, what I do is every day you start out, you get on your computer, you're logging on, you go to Clever to make sure you get accounted for attendance, and then make sure you go to each one of your classes, look at your teacher's announcements, or if your teacher has a little video like this one, go ahead, write some notes. What do you have to do for the day? So make yourself a list. So maybe you've got a notepad like I do and you write down what you need to do for the day. Or perhaps you could do something where you have your agenda, which you already have that agenda, so use it. Write down what you need to do each day, what's going on for each class, and also make a list what to do by the end of the week, so that way you stay organized. All right, so that way you've got it all in one place, just like we do when you're in school. So no different when you're at home. All right, so science stuff that's new this week. We're learning about stars. First of all, main thing about stars is you could tell a lot just by the color. So if it's clear one night this week, go out, look at the stars. If you got a pair of binoculars, even better, go out, use the binoculars, check them out. And if you notice the stars are a little different colors, some look a little bluish, some a little reddish. And if you know the blue ones, those are the hottest stars. And then on the other end, you got the red stars, those are the coolest stars. I don't mean they're cool, I mean they're still hot, you'd burn yourself and it wouldn't be pretty, but they're not as hot as the blue ones. And then you've got all the other colors in between. So you're gonna read about that today. That was the today's assignment for reading. If you didn't get it done today, get that, read that, answer the questions, get that done by the end of the day tomorrow. I will be grading those and putting those grades in this week. And that's the information. Use that to study for this week's information. Second thing, how do stars get their all this energy? They're giving off all this heat, they're giving all this light. Where does it come from? Well, it has to do with the atoms, the periodic table here. That's why I'm wearing this shirt today. So if you remember, in the classroom, we had all those atom models hanging up that you guys built earlier in the year. Well, those are all gone because they ripped the ceiling out of my classroom. They're redoing it all. You come back next year, it'll look all brand new in there. But anyways, what I usually would do today is I'd take some of those atom models down and I'd squish them together, showing what happens, because the extreme gravity inside of a star creates so much heat and pressure that it actually fuses atoms together. So you get an atom of hydrogen, which has one proton. So you get two atoms of hydrogen. Now they get fused together. So one proton plus one proton ends up with two protons. And then you get helium over here that has two protons. And that process of converting hydrogen atoms to helium atoms is nuclear fusion. And when two atoms fuse together to make a larger atom, a lot of energy gives off as a byproduct. That's where stars get all their energy. So that's a summary of nuclear fusion. You'll read more about that too. There's some really cool diagrams in the reading as well. The other big concept is magnitude of stars. So you've got absolute magnitude and you've got apparent magnitude. So what I'm demonstrating here is apparent magnitude. If we have one flashlight that's a lot closer to the camera, it's going to appear brighter because it is closer. If they're both about the same distance, they're the same brightness. So if we have one closer and it's brighter, so right there, really bright, and the other one farther away, not quite as bright because it's farther away, that's an example of apparent magnitude. Apparent magnitude, the brightness depends on the distance. You probably use this in your life all the time anyhow. If you're driving at night or if you're crossing the street at night and there's two cars coming at you, you know the one with the brighter headlights, it's gonna be closer. Also by how far the headlights are apart. But that apparent magnitude, that's how you can tell how close they are. The other thing is luminosity, or absolute magnitude, and that's the actual brightness of a star. That's where you're comparing two stars as if they were the same distance from us, and you're trying to figure out which one is brighter. And what determines the actual brightness of a star are two things. First is going to be its size, so the size of the star determines its brightness, and then the other thing is its temperature. Color, temperature, same thing. So therefore, those blue and white stars that are really hot, they're going to be a lot brighter usually. And the red and orange stars that are cooler, they're not going to be quite as bright unless they're really big. So it is possible to have a really big red star that is really, really bright because it's so huge. Whereas you might have a little tiny white star that even though it's white and it's hotter, it's not as bright because it's smaller. So that's how we compare the luminosity or the absolute magnitude. All right, so if you have any questions at any time, please inbox me on Canvas. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Any day where it's between my office hours, between 12 and 3, I usually email you back right away. Any other time of the day, I'll get back to you here and there in between other tasks that I'm working on. Tomorrow, which is going to be Wednesday, I've got meetings all day so here and there with other teachers and parents and such. So I'll be in and out my office hours. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can, but I am in meetings from about 9 in the morning until about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. All right, so again, keep an eye on this, read the announcements every day, look at the little videos, and ask me questions whenever you need to, and hopefully that helps. All right, so long.